All right. Welcome back to Rebel Ants
Oh,
Radio. Pleasure to have everyone joining us this morning. We got Casey, we got Shan, we got First Night, and we have 250 people watching. Good morning, everyone, or afternoon,
or nighttime.
morning.
or nighttime.
What do you what do you think? You think we can hit the numbers that we got last time?
4,000?
4.5.
4,000? I don't know how the fuck
4.5.
that happened, but we had
Yeah,
4,000 people here. Like in the middle of the stream, I was messaging Sean. I was like, jump in. It's perfect. Come in.
that was when you had your mint, wasn't it? Like your
Yeah.
Yeah,
chumps.
we had our mint. We had our Chumps mint. It was for there was a whole bunch of us. Just none of us knew how to work the software. We were just talking to each other, going, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you
No
hear me?"
comment.
So
No
at
regrets.
the peak of our stream, it was just like 4 or 5 idiots going, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me?"
Yeah,
And they stuck around for that.
it was funny. It was good.
Yeah,
It's
it
our
was
Well,
record
it
so
is
far.
that is our record. So we're climbing up slowly. I pushed this out to our 8 chats. So saying what's up. We're actually giving away a chumps today. And to a lot of people who actually are on Ape Chain, this is going to be the first time to hear the guru Shan talk about Jirasan and all of the crazy things that are happening over there, and certainly things that we're not supposed to talk about that might possibly come out during this conversation.
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
How you
Listen,
been?
sorry,
Sean?
Yeah,
go
man.
ahead.
I think it's been crazy last few days. We get pretty much gearing up for TG, right? I think we're just waiting for a couple of things, and the next few weeks it's going to be pretty intense with all the marketing and stuff. We haven't kicked off the marketing yet. We're just waiting for I just hope things change the way all these centralized exchanges operate, but it's such a pain to like coordinate and get the dates and stuff sorted. And even if you get the notification you're going to be listed, but still there's this little bit of process and trying to like coordinate with all the exchanges. I think this is such a pain. I think that's a big pain point, and I'm hoping Hyperliquid is probably going to be the one that's going to solve this. Such a simple, easy process. So, but yeah, anyways, other than that, I think we have been putting up pretty much all the resources we have in hand. For the TG, just setting things up. Reworking some of the tokenomics because the market conditions have changed and stuff. And yeah, I mean, it's been a busy last few days. I haven't been very active on Twitter. I think the last week or so. So yeah, it's been crazy.
Are you how are you doing though? Like, are you pretty stressed out?
Not really. I think. I mean, there's not much happening on the NFT scene. As in, like, I mean, it's like there's this mini bull that's going on, anyways, with NFTs. Azuki announced the anime token this month. Hopefully, that
Hmm.
does pretty well for the best of all, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm hoping for the best for the community and stuff. I mean, Zagabond picked as Jirasan, I think, a couple of weeks back. So,
A bunch.
really, um, sorry.
A bunch.
Picked up a bunch.
Oh, I didn't see the wallet. Actually, I just saw one.
No, I think you got a whole bunch.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. Like, I
Yeah.
just saw the one. Okay, anyways, that's amazing. And I think we've been chatting with a lot of yeah, Zeneca. That was Zeneca actually. Zeneca bought a bunch. Zeneca bought like
Yeah, yeah,
20.
yeah. That's what I meant. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So I spoke with Zeneca. I got on a call with him. And so we have things ready. We have these people ready. But the most important part is not to just sell it to the same crowd, right? Like we already have, like few thousand people that know about us, that know about Ribble Hands, that knows about Saints, but it's all the same set of bubble that we are all in. So what we are looking to do is looking to bring people from outside, and Casey is going to play a major part in that. So I hope the announcements are going to come out pretty soon on that. So bringing like Web 2 audience into Web 3 and Redacted being their first ever token, right? That's one of our biggest goals. Very ambitious, but like, but it's doable, right? Like, we have the means for it, and that's one of the things we're working on, almost like onboarding 100 to maybe 200K people. Yeah, I mean, um, anyways,
Or
so
you
I think
know, you know.
that is the interesting part. Something different than to just keep rewarding the same people in the
Right.
space, but to bring in people from outside. Yeah.
And how's the pre-sale going for Redacted?
Pre-sale?
Was there? Oh no, seed round, right? There was a seed round going
Oh,
on.
no. We didn't actually. So that was done last year. So we haven't
Okay.
done any rounds for a while. We might do a public round, maybe with like, with a tier one launch pad if it makes sense,
Hmm.
um, or maybe a small round for the holders. We haven't decided that part yet, but it's going to be like, we don't want to take the money now and make them wait. So it's going to be like few days, just 6 days or 7 days before the launch, probably. So that's when it's going to be. We're going to be doing it. Yep.
How do you plan on bridging Web 2 into Redact? Like, how do you? What's the main plan? Like the main focus?
Yeah, I don't know how much we can talk about it yet, but as I
Hmm.
said, like, Casey is the co-founder of something else as well, and we've been working on, on something together then. So see, the thing is, majority of what people don't realize is, we are sticking in a bubble, right? Like, even
Hmm.
an amazing product like Hyperliquid, how many people in the crypto space know about Hyperliquid, right? There's a bunch of maybe few thousand people holding Hype token. A bunch of institutions are holding the token, but it's not well known or well distributed. Let alone the non-crypto audience, but just the crypto audience for that matter, right? So if you go and talk to somebody outside the crypto space, I think the first question I mean, when you ask them, do you know about crypto? They're like, yes, Bitcoin, right? And then you're like, oh, there are other tokens like ETH and something, and they're like, oh, are they like different Bitcoins, right? That's the first question
Yeah,
that
that's
comes up.
true.
Even the smartest of guys, they don't know that these are all separate tokens. So
Hmm.
we don't want to be one of the tokens, whether it's Pengu or Anime or whatnot. We don't want to be one of the 1,000 or 100 tokens in the market. How can we be the first token for a lot of people who have no idea about crypto, but they want to get into crypto, right? This is going to be a lot of hard work, of course, physical work as well, especially immediately after TGE, some of the plans that we have put out. But before TGE itself, we want to show to people how we are onboarding 100 to 200K people into Redacted before TG itself, to show them that, hey, we can make this pull, right? We can bring this kind of audience, and for many people, it's very special. Their first token, like my first token was XRP, in 2016 December. I think that's exactly the date. I still hold my XRP, right? Like, it's just like it's there, not because that I'm attached to it,
Hmm.
but when I was a crypto noob, for me it was like I looked at a token that had a low token price that was there in like top whatever 20, 30 or whatever as I scrolled down, and whatnot, and I picked it, and I joined all the possible groups that was available at the time, right? Like from Telegram and like some X groups and stuff like that, just to stay in touch with the project. And that was the one that brought in the interest of crypto, not me, because I saw it slowly go up 10%, 20%, 10x. I got it at like point one, and it went up to like $4, and I was like, what's happening, right? So we want Redacted to be the face of non-crypto people also, and there's millions out there. There's millions of people in India. We're not targeting like the tier one countries for starters, but we are targeting countries like India, Philippines, Vietnam, and like, Indonesia, and places where it's cheap to onboard people, cheap to set up few things, seminars and stuff and whatnot, to bring people, to get them to understand what's blockchain, get them to understand what Redacted is trying to do, and make Redacted their first ever token, right? So this is pretty much what we have been working on.
I think some of the cool things is to try to onboard the Web 2 people. Like, obviously Philippines is like number 8 in the world in terms of crypto. So there's a lot of people though that just their friends are into crypto. The friends in the Philippines, like Kiki's kind of like a thing right now. But like Sean was saying, in order to onboard 100,000 people, it has to be pretty seamless, and it has to be maybe through a product. Maybe it has to be something that they're used to playing, or let's say, like, for instance, let's say someone is into shopping and they're on Amazon a lot. And so all of a sudden you put something in Amazon that is native or feels like Amazon, but it's Web3. They don't even know. And so that's kind of one of the things that we're trying to accomplish. And obviously some more details will come out as we get there. But I think that's what we've always been looking for. Anyone in crypto and Web3 has been looking for that seamless way to onboard the masses, so to speak, or the Web2 people. And obviously they can try to do it through gaming, but some of the games just kind of suck in the first place. And like, I mean, Web3 games
Yeah.
aren't the best, and so, like, I think also with like Axie and stuff like that, with the farming, and people just kind of think that you can make a lot of money, and I think that's kind of gone. And but I think these games that are out nowadays, like, they can, they're at par with some of the games that you can play on your consoles and stuff like that. And I think people are starting to build games that are actually good games and not for the farming of the people. But that was the whole reason to do that. So, like, when you're playing this game, it doesn't matter where it is. It doesn't matter if you're on a blockchain. It doesn't matter if you're on the neighborhood block. It's just like you're playing a game because it's fun. And so that's also what a way to onboard people through Web2 is. What we want to do is, like, maybe you're in TikTok, maybe you're in Instagram, and maybe you're using some Web2, Web3 technology like a swiper or a dreamer when it comes out, and you don't even know. And you say, hey, by the way, you just won, a soul. Or you won some RDAC, and they're like, oh, okay. And at that point, maybe they still don't even know that it's crypto, but they know that they can turn it into money.
Mhm.
Yeah, and also I think the most important part to keep in mind is the Web2 audience are happy with small rewards, right? In
Right.
certain countries, especially, right? Majority of the countries, even like in India, for instance, if you're going to give somebody like 10 cents of like a free coupon for playing a game, right, or testing an app, they are happy. Like, that's how the situation is. Like, this is the truth. And if I'm currently in India, and I've been born and brought up in India. I lived in Melbourne as well. And in Melbourne, people hunt for like a $5 voucher to go to their grocery store,
Yeah.
right? But in Web3, you give them like $500 worth of airdrop or $5,000. It is like, oh man, is that all?
It's 2 months salary.
Exactly, right? Like, it's nothing, right? It's nothing for people here. So one of the things we decided collectively is like, why to burn all our marketing funds into Web3 influencers and Web3 people. Like, there might be a reason why you might not be seeing redacted yet on, like, all the shilly timelines, is because we're not paying any influencers, right? We're not paying
Mhm.
for any people to talk about Jirasan. We're not paying anybody to talk about redacted. We are like, okay, we believe in the product, we believe in revenue, and we believe that eventually people are gonna come in, because like Hyperliquid, right? Nobody spoke about Hyperliquid. The product was out, and I mean, the token was out. They did some price action with the tokens, and then, like, suddenly it became like the best tech in the space. And been using Hyperliquid for more than a year. So we don't want to use our marketing budget mainly, especially on the Web3 audience. I mean, Web3 KOLs and stuff. If they want to talk about us, like guys like Crypto Gorilla, Ryan D Crypto. I mean, Jonah Blake also spoke about Swiper yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw the video. We, like, I haven't even connected with him, right? And he came across Swiper on his own,
That's
and
awesome.
he spoke about it on his video yesterday. So this is what we are aiming for while having marketing spends for the Web2 audience. I believe we can have like multi 100,000 user base from the Web2 coming into our products, then trying to spend like 10x more money in Web3 where it's already crowded, is one mindset shift as well that we have had in the recent times.
Yeah, so word of mouth is really powerful. Not only that, but you're going with brands that are known. So all you got to do is really just talk about it, here and there, and then it kind of blows up through word of mouth anyway. So I think you're doing the right thing anyway by doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Sean's on beast mode. He's been on beast mode for like a month. Like, like I've been trying. I've been not even a month, like a little bit longer, but like my conversations with him are so short because he is like I actually have to search where he's at. I have to search like okay, it's like I'm looking for a friend. Where is he? Is he online on WhatsApp? Is he in a Telegram? Is he on
It's
Twitter? When
everywhere.
he's on Twitter, he is going at it. He is out there pushing, pushing, pushing. His
Oh
team don't
man.
even know what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean it's like I'm trying to be efficient as well, but it's not easy, right? Like it's pretty too many things happening, but it should change, right? Like too many things shouldn't be happening. It should be like, like very clear, how things have to be running. But I think we're getting there. All I think the one thing about our team, including Casey and like everybody in our team, is that the focus is not on making money for us, right? Like, of course, we all want to, you know, uh, I mean, I think money probably. I mean, when you make money, it shows the success, right? At the end of the day, when you have revenue, it shows your product is success, your marketing is
Hmm.
successful. That is different, right? But not the short term, selling ourselves for the money kind of thing, right? Like that's when that's there, it's hard, right? It's when making money is the easiest thing. Like you can do so much, like especially having some influence in the space, like with all the insider stuff and all the accesses to multiple things. If you're going to put your focus onto that, like for example, like some people are like, Shan, you should have commented on AICC, that AI accelerate thing. They brought in a bunch of KOLs with almost no influence, just because they commented. You should have commented, you would have got like a like a big bag, right? Like AICC token. I don't know if you guys been following that, but people put like point 0.5 sol and ended up getting like 200k, 300k. But if I'm going to put my focus on things like that, to try and get some stuff, yes, maybe if I had commented or I used some Animoca connects or other people, I probably would have got an entry into it. But if I'm going to put my focus on that, we're not going to reach the goals that we have set aside. So that is what we promise to the community, that we are not going to get distracted. We're not going to sell ourselves for the short term gains, and to work towards like giving our best, like at the end of the day, giving more than our best, and enjoying this journey together.
Yeah, I mean, I also think that you're very clear every time that you like post something on X or wherever you speak. Like, you're very clear about the message, right, and what it is that you're talking about. And I don't think it gets intertwined with the rest of the projects that you have going on, right? So, like, it's just very elegant how you, if that's the word that I want to say, right? Like how you put things together, because it's very understandable to like the minimalist person out there when they hear you speak, and when they hear you or when they see the stuff, it's very simplistic. It's very easy to understand, and I think you're just doing a great job at it. I mean, my
But
notifications are on for you,
I
and I
think
can.
yeah,
But I think I
I
have to
think
simplify. I mean, my tweets are simple, but the
Mhm.
ecosystem is not. So people
Yeah,
ask one question. If I answer this, we are going to go on a different level. Are
Yeah,
we getting rev share? Are we getting
yeah,
revenue
yeah.
distributed back? Right. This is the hardest question to answer, and I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm using all kinds of indirect ways to tell them how the whole thing is going to come back to them. No, it's like, okay, why does it benefit us? Like that Jira has all these products. What does it mean that you make $10 million, $5 million from these products? Are you going to distribute it back? And I'm like, bro, I can't answer that, but I'm going to give it back in a different way, right?
yeah.
Like, but what?
I,
And then the questions are like, what is it, right? This is the hardest part. I think they have to see, how we execute it. What does it mean? What does it mean to have revenue? What does it mean to have products? What does it mean to have products that are generating revenue? If you're going to pay dividends
Hmm.
straight up, number one, you're going to get screwed by all the securities out there, straight up, right? Number two is dividends are going to look stupid, right? Like if you think about like even $10 million. I brought this example many times. Like somebody argued with me about, like, I love pudgy penguins, right?
yeah,
But somebody brought up a wrong argument, as to why pudgies are undervalued, because they're selling toys, and like they can make 10 million or whatnot, and there's going to be price distribute I mean like revenue distribution. And I tell this one math: even if a company makes $10 million in profits, okay, keep in mind 10 million in profits is not a joke. Subtracting all the taxes, expenses, profits for the this thing and for the development, having $10 million after all that in hand is hard in a year. So 10 million divided by 10,000 NFTs, how much is that? $1,000. The
Hmm.
question is, will you be happy if I give you $1,000 a year for an NFT that's at 28, right?
Right.
This is the part most don't get it. So it can't be revenue. But when the same company launches a token that's valued at $3 billion, right? That is the speculative market there. If I'm going to give you revenue, I'd rather put the $10 million into the token,
Sure.
Yeah, it makes
right?
sense.
If I put the $10 million into the token's going to inflate to a 3 bill, 4 bill, 2 bill FDV versus me distributing the 10 mil to 10,000 people is going to give them $1,000, which is the smarter thing to do, right? That's it. Like, that's pretty much the, just an answer there.
So you're saying you're going to put 10 million in? Yes. Well,
I
no,
mean, I wish,
I've
I
seen
wish
you.
our target is
You
to
know,
hit like 10 million a month. That's our goal. Like, we hit 10 million.
obviously we like we know first night was saying, Miguel was saying, like, it's very elegant the way you say it and we understand it, but I think that for a lot of people it took a while for them to kind of understand that, because there's a lot of moving parts in your ecosystem, but once you do understand it, you really really understand it. But the thing is, web3 is full of really, I wouldn't say spoiled people, but they want money fast.
Right.
Yes.
And so that's the hard part. You're going against the people who want money fast. They want to flip things. They want money right away. They want to sell the NFT as soon as they make their money. They want to get out and they move on to the next thing, or they want to sell it before, or they're just pushing the floor. And so that's the battle that you have, because that's not how your ecosystem is created or made up. You're for sure a long game ecosystem, and so you're fighting against all those people and the holders, your Jirasan holders, like, for the most part, the heart and soul of your group. And shout out to all of them. They do a very very good job of explaining to everybody who's coming into the system exactly what's happening. And I there's obviously going to be some impatient people, but like, that's life, right? That's life. And if they can see past, like, just like a little bit of what you're doing and see like the whole long run, and if they can look at some of the graphs that you're putting out and kind of actually digest that, then like they should just shut the fuck up and like understand that, like, this is like, for me, and I'm obviously like a fan of the whole ecosystem, like for me this is exactly how I would want to spend my money and enter into an
Hmm.
ecosystem. Like, this is a business. Like, if I'm buying shares into a company or whatever you want to call it, like, this is how I want it to work. Like, I would say that this is the S&P 500 of the NFT world, and boom. And so, like, there's a giant roadmap, there's all kinds of working products, there's a way to give back without calling it what you want. But like, this is like, I'm so like, my biggest bets have always been Jirasan. And again, no disrespect to, let's say, Pudgies. They've done a lot of cool things, very
Hmm.
entertaining things, and so their floor price is the way it is because they're on the entertaining side and they're very super hyped and everybody knows who they are. But again, the Pudgies themselves, like, what are they going to receive? They're only going to receive something if they flip out, if they leave the ecosystem, if they sell their thing. And again, I think that's also one of the, I guess, the things that, and I've said this to the team, the one of the things that the team, that Jirasan is lacking, is that, that sexy, entertainment vibe type of thing. But in the long run, it doesn't matter. It won't matter because the products will do the work.
Yeah, I think I think pudgies are on a different. They're like a different beast, right? Like I
Hmm.
think Luca is like a. I mean, to be honest, he exceeded my expectations. To be very honest, like
Hmm.
Yeah.
at the start, I was like, oh man, is this guy delusional? But I think he exceeded the expectations of I think everyone in that sense, right? Like one thing is very true though, right? None of the assets in at least in the Web3 side, it's like I was seeing it in a very different lens, in terms of valuations and numbers and whatnot. One thing is very clear that the Web3 valuations with respect to their revenue is not, anywhere correlated. right? It's not a stock, it's not a it's not a equity or anything in those businesses. So when it's not correlated, I think the main thing is mind share. The value of a token is determined by its mind share. That's Web3, right? Like if you look at Fartcoin, you wouldn't who would ever think Fartcoin is $1 billion token? Like I can't even explain this. Like I mean, like sometimes people take me seriously in a in a IRL meet, and then I talk about like Fartcoin, and then even I think 3 days back my friend messaged me. Was like, bro, it's I heard about this coin called Fartcoin. Is it like legit? What do I answer there? What do you mean by legit? Like what is legit, right? Like is it like what? Like I don't know anything about it. It's just $1 billion, and and whatnot. So the sometimes you feel like what are you trying to build, right? Like in the sense like you just launch a meme. I know a few PG holders, they keep launching meme coins, right? They don't have much influence. They launch meme coins, but they have this own circles, and they DM me. They're like, Shan, you want to get something? We want to give you some tokens, because like this is pretty much from Jirasan and stuff. I'm like, I don't want to get involved. I'm not going to tweet about it. I'm not going to do any of those. And one of the guys who was calling in Jirasan server, he was the guy who launched Fog. One of the, he was like Jirasan was one of the servers he was, giving calls. The Fog token, FWOG,
Right.
was launched by a guy called Breezy. He was one of the co-founders, and he was, I kicked him out of the group because he was using like PG holders as like a exit liquidity for his token launches. But that one coin actually hit like multi millions,
Wow.
right? 200, 300, whatever, 600 million plus.
It's at
And
150 now.
yeah, now it's at 150, but I wonder how much they made, right, by selling the tokens. But when I look back, I'm like, what is this space? Like, what if I, with the kind of resources we have and insights we have, if I launch a meme coin now, I can run it to like 100 mil easy. Like I know the whole playbook. There's one happening right now where we offer it even to the Jirasan community. It's sitting at like 30 or 35 mil market cap, like right now, right? And all those who participated, they had the chance to invest. Plus, they got the early contract address. So it's done by some group of people, like like they know they don't want to rug and shit like that, but they're able to do this. So we look back and we are like, okay, let's not deviate ourselves. Let's not like change path. Let's just stick to it. Sometimes it's hard, very honestly, when it's hard to see some random stuff doing well, and then when you come up with actual use cases and tokens and stuff like that, and it might not do as well as those meme coins at 600 mil, 500 mil with absolutely no meaning, absolutely no connection, whatever, like real tangible value. But yeah, that's the hardest part. If you ask me what's the hardest part, it's going to be that fighting again, fighting all that, and just sticking to the plan.
That's got to be really frustrating, right? Like when you're seeing a coin about farts, like gonna hit 1 billion, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
you're working like you're launching 7, 8 products, like real legit utility, trying to build. When you could launch a fart coin too, like you could launch, but like
Yeah,
when you see all of this
it might
success,
not do a
right? You see
bill.
all this, yeah.
It might not do a bill, but can hit like 100 mil, like 100
Yeah.
mil market cap. So if I turn Redacted into a meme coin and do the meme coin style launch and market making, we can hit 100 mil market cap. That much is sure. But anyways, I think just a quick question. I think from
It was
George.
interesting here. Yeah. Aren't you worried about Web2 people who would dump at the token generation after getting rewards for marketing? Any thoughts?
They don't know how. They don't know how to dump.
Exactly, exactly.
That's true.
Um,
The Web3 people do that shit.
I think I'll be honest, right? I feel like, okay, I know who's not going to dump. I know our investors, 80% of our investors are not going to dump. They've committed to lock up the tokens
Mhm.
for like no way some, like we pick the best of the best guys, Spartan and like Polygon and Sandeep and all these guys. They won't even touch the tokens. It's like peanuts with respect to their net worths and stuff. So these guys have come in to support us, founders and whatnot. So 80% of our investors are not going to touch. The remaining 20%, it's a 50-50, right? And then we have our OG Jirasan holders, like from 2021, 2022, 2023, who didn't buy Jirasan for the token drop, right? Who been holding it because we never spoke about a token last year. Whatever flow we were was purely because people held it, not because of token speculations, right? So those who had held the NFTs for not the token speculations, they're just gonna play the long game, lock up the tokens, and like play the game. Okay, these guys are either gonna go billions or they're gonna go bust, kind of like set of people, but they believe that we can go to the billions, kind of a thing. Ones that are most probably going to dump the highest chance are the ones that have been buying Jirasan in the last few days or weeks, um, anticipating an airdrop, right?
Right.
And there's nothing wrong, right? There's nothing wrong. If everybody holds, it's not going to be fun. So we are expecting about, like we are expecting those set of people, maybe like 20% or 25% of the holders, them to dump, which is completely fine and fair. I think on the day of TG, I'm sure we're going to be like very, very undervalued in that sense. Like, from where, I can say that confidently, right? Like, whatever price we're going to launch with, we're going to be undervalued because I don't want to feed people that are dumping, right? I'm open about this. I'm not going to go and feed into the mouths of people that are going to straight up come and dump and eat up all the liquidity. So we're going to play a different game with that. We're giving a big, there's going to be a major announcement for Jirasan holders with respect to tokens, something very unexpected. I don't think, any of the holders are expecting this. So we are doing something very, like very different than what we had promised and what we are doing. So we are hoping that that would bring that excitement and, for also the holders. And the control is going to be in the hands of the holders as well. So it's for at least few days, right? It's going to be in your hand. If you want to screw this for the few days by getting out early, and right, it's on you. But if you believe and we are trusting and giving you something, you want to hold it, it's going to be like a real valhalla for all of us, right? So we are putting some of the that pressure onto the holders, right? Like, instead of me trying to restrict holders with, hey, I'm only going to give you this much and this and this and this, I'm going to give you this much, you do what you want, right? So that's
How
one of the
much?
changes we have made.
Oh shit! How
Like,
much?
No, when? When?
Alpha.
yeah,
Give us the
Oh
when.
no!
I think we have to trust, right? We have to trust the holders here. There's going to be no community. If these guys are going to dump and everyone's going to dump and exit, we didn't have a real community. That's the truth, right?
Hmm.
If all these guys are going to go and like people are buying Pengu, people didn't sell Pengu. People are buying Pengu despite getting a bunch of Pengu token drop.
Yeah.
That's a very solid community.
Yeah.
And people, when you do that, people from outside want to buy into your collection, and
Hmm.
outside of that, people want to buy into your NFTs and tokens. If you are going to go and dump as holders, majority, if they're going to go and kill the entire liquidity and the tokens, we are going to
Hmm.
still survive no matter what. We are going to still make money. We are still going to make products. It's not going to kill us. What it's going to show is that from the outside, people are going to be like, oh, your own guys are selling, why should I buy into your token,
Right.
right? I will be accumulating those tokens with our market
Yep.
makers. That's all I can say, right? If you're going to go and dump, I'll be
Yeah.
buying it cheaper than where
That's
we
what I
raised.
was gonna. That's what I was gonna say. Your loyal guys and the smart guys will be like, "Oh man, I'm gonna wait for the dump. I'm gonna
Yes.
wait for that."
Hmm. Like me.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Oh
and also,
shit.
guys, I don't know
There
if
you go.
you.
There's your
I
market
want to hear
maker.
your thoughts on something. I don't want it to be just like a one side thing. From your end, what do you think is going to be the like the norm? For example, like the NFT flow price fluctuates, ETH price also fluctuates, right? Like when you see a 2 ETH floor for an NFT, what is the realistically what do you expect on day one? Like how much of that floor are you expecting back as tokens?
Are you asking me the question?
Yeah, I
All
Or
of
mean,
us. Yeah.
like
oh,
just yeah, just open question.
I don't know. Honestly, like I there's usually a percentage in my mind that I want back. It's not an astronomical percentage, but I usually look at the fluctuations and I see like obviously I look at the graphs and see whether it has potential to go back up again in the community. And then I look at a percentage of what I want back as a payback. Because
So at
obviously
2 ETH,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, at 2 ETH, how much you want? At least half.
Probably half, yeah.
So how in the past? Okay, so animate's talking about like let's say for a beans is what's sitting at 0.75. And so I
Yeah.
think that what they're saying is you're going to get around $1,300. And so that
Mhm.
is about half, right?
Yep.
And so how did Pudgies do? You had a nice Pudgy payout,
I
didn't
did.
you?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm still holding Pudgy and actually bought more because I just believe in the
Exactly.
token. Just because
How
I've
much
been a
did you
holder.
get? What percentage for your Pudgy?
Almost 100, I think, right?
Yeah. It was almost 100%.
I
Almost
think you got
100%.
more than that, Miguel, based on when you bought your little pudgy. I think you got
Yeah.
more than
Yeah. I
50%.
actually got
Legal value.
way more than that just because I've been holding Pudgy for a very long time. Like he rewarded,
Yeah,
like Sean was talking about, if you are a holder for a long time and you've been with that collection for a long time and you're loyal, then you're gonna get rewarded. And that's what they did.
exactly. So I think, yeah, that's the, like, I think what I was getting at was the expectations mismatch, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think some of them, they want, like, this is the hardest part, right? Like, where do we draw the line? Hey, this is the floor we are fine with, right? Like, because the higher the floor goes, the harder it is
Yeah.
to do multiplexes, right? Like, and and the expectations go through the roof, and it leads to disappointments. But this is the hardest part. Like, sometimes people say market determines everything, and with the market determining certain things, this is going to be the hardest like thing to this thing. So for us, we are like, okay, ETH fluctuating, NFTs fluctuating, where do we draw the line?
Yeah.
What kind of percentages that we should be targeting, at least from a
Mhm.
holder perspective, and stuff, right? So yeah, these are some of the, just doing some also search with
Yeah.
some of the people, like, just to
I
understand
mean,
where they think it is. Yeah.
to your point, like the loyalty part, right? Like I went and I bought more Pengu afterwards. After it
Yes.
dropped, I bought a shell. I still holding, and I'm still buying more as it goes down more because I believe in the ecosystem that he's building. I think that there's more coming to
But
Pengu.
the beautiful thing about and what makes Pengu so big is people are buying that were never holders,
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Never. And it did dip pretty well. I mean, it didn't dip that hard because it was still in the billies, but like
Mhm.
there were so many people jumping in that would one never could afford a Pudgy. Maybe these are the people who like always wanted to be in there
Yeah.
and couldn't afford it. But then I know that there's
Me.
so many more that just me also. There's so many. Oh, I sold mine. There's so many more people that joined just because of the name alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Like Pengu, to the circle of friends that I have that are not part of like Web3, right? A lot of them knew about Pengu, and they came and asked me like, "How do I get this? Like, how do I do this?" And it's because of the way Luca marketed, and it wasn't really like marketed to an extreme, but more of like a friendly, with the toys and that kind of stuff that we've talked about in the past. I think that people were more like inclined to be like, okay, what is this? What do I do with it? How do I get it? And I think that that was kind of genius of him.
So we need Jira plushies. That's all I'm seeing.
Need it.
Jira
We need it.
plushies.
Look at all these
Jira
toys he
plushies
has
X
there.
Fartcoin.
Yeah, I think more than anything else, I think the fact that that you believe, or you start thinking that there are chances the Web2 audience are going to come in to buy, that
Hmm.
narrative is what makes also people like very bullish on something, right? You're like, oh, all your normie friends are going to come in and buy those tokens because they have a big Web2 proliferation. I think this is the part in a different way where we are trying to approach and target the different set of audiences, not through plushies, of course. I don't think um, you know like I mean, like they've taken the, I think they have the cute animal kind of things, but for
Hmm.
us, in our own strengths, sticking to our strengths as a Web3 Y Combinator, how do we like reach the Web2 audience is where like our focus is with respect to the token and stuff.
I think the best way that you guys can reach because like Y2 Combinator is not like it's not a household name and it's also not a penguin and it's not like it doesn't have that pizzazz. So the way you do that is obviously through your products.
Hmm.
And so especially if you're doing it in a web 2 audience, let's say Swiper, and I'll try to do my best here. Swiper can be skinned in any way. It doesn't have to talk about cricket, it doesn't have to talk about football, it doesn't have to talk about crypto. It could talk about anything prediction market. It could talk about the Emmys, the Grammys. It could talk about a local event in any country. Um, and maybe that's all. I just want to stop right there. And that right there is a way that people can join this ecosystem, and they could be like, we don't even know it's RDAC, we don't even know it's PG, we don't even know it's Jirasan, we don't know any of that stuff. It's Swiper. And at that point, when people are doing that, I'm like, that's a success.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Swiper can be used in obviously in Web2 with the sports and all that kind of stuff, and people will learn from it. And not only that, but I think through your whole ecosystem, people will learn what you're all about and what it is that you're doing. I think Swiper is a good tool to use.
I think
I
that
think
Yeah.
what's going to happen. I think what's going to happen at TGE, like you're going to have your 20% of people that are just going to flip out, dump, whatever, and you're just going to have to hold your breath through it and be like, "Fuck, okay, this is going to happen. We all know it's going to happen." You're going to do everything you can to make it less painful. I think with some of your friends, and obviously, then we push the products so hard, and that's what's going to build it right back up.
I think that ecosystem of products and NFTs is what gives that confidence to somebody. Because when I think about buying Pengu, even though I don't own one, I feel confident that that coin will be around for a while, right? Not like a fart
Yes.
coin, but when you see what PG Group is building, what Jira is building, it's so much bigger than just one NFT. Where it's like, well, what is the point of this one coin for this one NFT? It's such a bigger ecosystem that you feel a lot more confident that there's real value and hopeful return on that as well.
Yeah, I think yeah, just one in one simple way. What is the easiest way? Like apart from all this, buybacks, burns, and stuff like that, the simplest way is hold RDAC, right? Like you're getting access to invest in the ecosystem products that we constantly onboarding and also have in hand at the lowest possible valuation. That's number one. Number two is hold them for token airdrops from the same ecosystem and other ecosystem products, right? Number two. And number three is for you to like pretty much spend in app, like for
Right.
all the dApps, right? Like whether it's Swiper or whether it is FlashX or wherever, to you spend them in app. So what we are you're going to see this concept when we launch the website. It's going to be like stake, earn, and use, right? Use it for your daily spend if you want to use it, right? Like load it up in BipTap, like BipTap card, use it, spend it. You're going to get some cash back, right? So like for example, like let's say you have $100 worth of RDAC in your BipTap card and you're spending it at McDonald's. See, BipTap has been in market for longer time,
For a while.
than a lot of other cards. For example, Meme Pay is coming out. One has come out like one of the pretty solid ones in the recent times. What we are doing is we have a stake in BipTap, and we want to onboard more users to BipTap. So one of the things people can do is send their RDAC to BipTap and hold it in the wallets, spend for whatever they want, and get cash back, right, from the fees. Like we are instead of giving a fee discount for loading and whatnot, we are giving a cash back. Then you load up your RDAC in your Rampex wallet, right? You get your fee rebates for all your swaps and stuff, right? Then you have to hold X amount of RDAC to be a creator in Maxi's platform. So you have to hold X amount to create NFTs. Right now it's just random. Anyone's creating NFTs and they make, I mean, like raffles and NFTs. So people are making a lot of money with, by raffling out those NFTs and whatnot. But for you to be a creator in Maxis, you have to hold X amount of RDAC, right? To earn tokens and participate in all these IDOs and stuff, you have to hold a stake RDAC. You want to earn airdrops from all these things. This is the passive thing what people expect from all our ecosystem products. You stake RDAC. So these are just some of the ways how we are integrating, the token use in all the products that we have staken and we are building. And for Swiper, there's going to be RDAC participation pool, right? Guaranteed rewards, guaranteed price pools, and whatnot, and stuff like that. So one token, but you could pretty much use, across all the products, or you just hold and stake and try to get your passive benefits. We don't have to rely on partner products alone. These are products from our own, under redacted banner. So meaning we don't have to go and hunt for more and more token drops for our stakers. These are token drops from our own set of audience. I mean, our own set of group of people. So yeah, just That's the simplest way to
That's
think
going to
about it.
come out. You're going to eventually, when that website comes out, you're going to have like like a tiered system. So basically, you could there's a way if you own enough RDEC that you actually can. It's like the equivalent of owning a Jirasan.
I think, see, this is going to be the challenging part, like the NFT value and the token value. Then, so we are kind of like combining that in a way for the booster. So you hold the NFT, you're going to get some points on its own.
Hmm.
You hold RDAC, you're going to get some points, but you hold the NFT plus RDAC, you're going to get like the highest possible
Yeah.
multiplier. So this is probably the best way for us to like take it forward, or else it's going to be a pain trying to maintain the NFT floor on one side and the token side on the other side. The tokens are going to be the main like the value focus, which means the value is coming back to the NFT holders, but your staking rewards and your staking bonuses are multiplied with a Jirasan. So instead of, for example, you have $3,000 worth of RDAC, you don't need to buy another $3,000 worth of tokens, but potentially you just having one Jirasan at a lower
Hmm.
floor. That is going to give you an equivalent boost as a holding that much of token. So meaning these 10,000 NFTs are in a way merging into the token ecosystem in a way with respect to the the multiplier and whatnot. And we're also, Casey, we also have to bring back the whitelist marketplace meta back in the days, like where you
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Hmm.
anything with the
We gotta
Jirasan
work
ecosystem.
for it.
Yeah, man, I think it's missing. It's gone. Like, come on, like it's
Yeah.
coming back. Like, all the Beta chain and all the stuff's coming back. Now we have a token, our ecosystem token. So anything within Jira-san's ecosystem, like the marketplace that we are bringing in, the job marketplace we are bringing in inside Jira-san, and few other things like trades, and whatever inside Jira-san still needs RDAC. So within Jira-san as well, I think people will, I hope, start using Jira-san for payments and buying whatever, like products and stuff within our website as well.
Shit, you guys had like a 15 floor when it was only white lists. This was before all of this,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, 25, man. We hit 25.
That's
25.
crazy.
It's crazy,
25 when it was like
man.
when you're just getting whitelists and opportunity like PG Cap wasn't around, I don't think yet. Like
Nothing
some
was
of
there.
these products,
Like this
right?
is the crazy part. When there was nothing, we had a crazy flow. And when you do too much, like okay, let me like when you think about it. Okay, no offense to any projects, no, specifically, there are projects right now at a point 0.6, point 0.8 ETH flow, right? While we are still at a point 0.8 ETH flow, and they have nothing coming.
Right.
just
Zero.
just talking about IP vibes and whatnot. And I'm like, what's happening? Like, why? Like what's that? Like,
It's got to be
are we
incredibly frustrating.
undervalued, or are they super overvalued?
No, you're undervalued.
You're
I don't know.
undervalued
I'm,
for
I'm
sure.
not answering that. I'm not answering that. Like, but these are the
Maybe
thoughts.
both. Maybe they're overvalued. But those
I'm
don't
like,
have staying power. That's the difference. Those won't
no,
be
I mean, no offense, right? Like, I know for a fact we put 1,000 times more effort than them, and we have a proper, like, the
Hmm.
whole thing is organized, proper business and everything, and our community is also taking all the timelines. How is it like, some random ones are sitting at like point 0.5, point 0.6, point 0.7 with nothing, like zero thing? I don't know. Maybe the culture cultivation, right? Like, if you look at a, like a NFT collection like MFers. Have you seen I mean,
MFers. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
MFers, right? Like the guy just rugged and he was like, I'm going to close my Twitter account, and he left. And the community forged really hard from there, and they're sitting at like a point 0.5 ETH flow with no token speculation, no founders. And I would be happy if Jirasan is at point 0.5 with no expectations.
No, no, no. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
You're
Even
sitting
here.
at where you're at with all the expectations in the
Yeah.
world.
That's true.
I know.
Or right now, you just claim Jirasan is an art project, no utility.
Our,
The art utility. Yeah.
No, 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 I'm happy anyways. I think overall, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think I think from the next set of things, the next. I mean, like as you mentioned, like one of the teams that is definitely you're going to see, whether you like us or not, you're going to see us for the next minimum 3 years. Is at the very least you're going to see our face. You're going to see whatever stuff you're going to do. You have no choice. So so you guys are going to see us, right? So that part is what's like, I think what's going to make the difference, right? Like how many teams are going to die in this period, how many teams are going to be continue and still be there in this period. I think that's what's going to make the big difference.
So, are you going to possibly do any like, you know how the Penguins had these partners? They had the elite Chads and stuff like that. Are you possibly going to be teaming up or um, acknowledging other communities,
We haven't like fully put. I mean, like we have few communities that are going to get tokens, right? Like Mon Protocol.
asking for a friend?
Yeah, I mean, like for Mon Protocol and stuff. I think for certain communities, yes, but we are probably not going to announce it so that you guys or those guys also don't get like too much of responsibility on head. So it might be like a surprise snapshot, and then we might do like a drop kind of a thing that we are planning, and then we be like, okay, the snapshot's taken. Don't go and buy something now for that sake potentially.
Hmm.
Um, just to prevent all sorts of random calculations and things like that on their head, and then screwing up both us and also the team that's involved. I'm not talking about like the captains and the pengus, right? No one's going to buy a pengu to get our DAC token drop or something like that. But it's more of like the other smaller communities that we're working with, and stuff. So
Thanks.
it's not fully fine,
Thanks.
but this hasn't been like fully finalized. But definitely, I think we want
We're pretty small, Sean. We're pretty small.
Don't
of
forget about the
course.
little guys.
Yeah.
So wait, actually, this is a random thing. So there's actually a lot of people right now who are watching from Ape Chain.
Mhm.
I know that you're extremely into ETH. I mean, you are an ETH maxi yourself, but like, is there ever a future where like there is a collaboration?
With Ape Chain and stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, I think we are. See, one of the main things about Redacted is it's chain agnostic.
Mm,
We are not tied to one chain. That's
that's
why
key.
we see the easiest thing for us could have been to make Redacted a layer two, and we'd be like, oh,
Hmm.
all these products we have, and we are L2 and stuff and whatnot. And the narrative would have been L2. But the hardest thing is not to be a layer. So we call ourselves the anti-layer layer, right? So this allows us to support products in any chain,
Yeah.
across L1, L2, whatever, and have our tokens present also in like different chains based on what products are successful in what chain. So of course, Ape Chain, and today we spoke to Open Campus, Edu Chain. They're launching this Friday, so we are doing something together with them. We're doing a bunch in Abstract. We're going to do some in like Base. We're going to do some in like Solana. I mean, already Solana is live with Swiper. So we are in different chains, and of course, Ape Chain is it's a no-brainer. Just have to find what product to bring in there that makes sense for the user base there.
Well,
Yeah, that
they're
makes sense.
super, super hungry. They're super young. I think Ape Chain launched in October or something like that. So the cool thing about Ape Chain is the the group, the founders, like they're all just kind of there, like welcoming people. So
Hmm.
I wouldn't say they're looking, but like they're welcoming any type of building. Like just you remember when everyone was young and hungry and they just
Yes.
wanted really cool stuff. And so yeah, hope to see something, some adaption or some type of Jirasan product there in the future.
100%, 100%. I think it's a. I think I've had a brief chat with Gordon as well on DMs and stuff. So I'm sure like Ape Chain is. I think one of. I mean, as much as there's some kind of FUD on Bored Apes not announcing and this and that, I would prefer a NFT at 15 ETH with no speculation of token
Hmm.
drops and everything done with than like any other NFTs with those token drop speculations if I want to hold NFT, right? Like punks, like easiest buy ever, right? From an NFT perspective. If you want to like store your wealth in some NFT, I think punks are a no-brainer. Bases are there. Hopefully Jirasan in the near future. Like, I think it's going to be hard, but if I'm going to rally my troops and be like, guys, just don't, come on, like, don't go on, be like those things where you claim the tokens and go and dump both the tokens and NFTs. Like, what people are not realizing is if you're as a group, if they don't list the NFTs, people buy at whatever price they list it.
Yeah. Yep.
Like,
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
right? This is the truth, right? If people want to get into a Jirasan and there's the cheapest Jirasan available is a 3 ETH, people pay that.
Yep.
Hmm.
But what's happening is, since we don't have staking, the reason, if people keep asking the reason why we're not able to break a one ETH flow, in a way it's the OGs as well. I saw the wallets. A bunch of OGs have listed a bunch of Jirasans at 0.93, 935, 99, 985, 989, 9899, and stuff like that. Bro, I'm not gonna buy NFT when the floor is like this thick. But if there is no listing and you even dump to the rapid bids, right? You know, you are going to lose a little bit, but you're going to get much higher. There is no way in hell with this kind of like 0.989s and all these things when someone's going to come and buy. They don't want to, they don't like, this is the buy sell thing. Like NFTs in general are illiquid, right? And
Mhm.
in general, right, like are illiquid. So what's happening, with NFTs, and which I'm hoping changes with these tokens when we launch, is these kind of undercutting and with this small things. People are buying above the floor. With no one's gonna bother about like a 0.001 if they like a particular PFP over another, right? These are things I'm hoping over a period of a year we bring this 5,000, 6,000 amazing guys together who have the sense of understanding, right? Let them list, let them sell. Nobody's sell shaming. The way how you sell it, right? We reached the 17th floor back in the day, not because of everyone listing it. It was because majority were staked, right? Like that was
Mhm.
one big difference. I don't want. I'm very intentional. I'm not announcing staking for that matter, right? If I'm announcing staking right now, what do you think is going to happen? 80-90% of
Yeah.
the NFTs are going to get locked up right now, and
Mhm.
the flow is going to pump. But what's the benefit? It has to be natural, right? That's why I'm letting it. But it's testing my patience. Sometimes I'm going to lie. I've got the contract ready, and I'm like, guys, maybe we should just like drop it. Just drop the staking thing and be like, okay, next 21 days. This is going to be your token booster. Stake, get your tokens out. Because for me also, I want to breach that one ETH floor as a personal thing as a founder. For me as well, it's a thing. I can get some whales to sweep and get it done as well, like Dinga and like few other guys. They support us. But again, I want holder distribution, so it's a very tough spot I'm in also,
Mhm.
right? Anyway, so let's see. Hopefully, naturally, we bypass that flow, and more importantly, after we do the token launch, the people hold, solid, like at least doesn't go like crazy. I'm happy our holder count has gone to like 200 and 2,200, and with the Jirakun's burn
Yeah.
happening on Jan 21, literally a week from now. With the Jirakun burn happening, I think we'll be getting another 150, 200 people. So we're hitting like 2,350. Then we do have the Chumps guys, as consider them as ecosystem holders. Then we have Saints of LA, Rebelance, and like as a collective, I'm hoping that we have that few thousand holders in one way or the other under our ecosystem, then the maxis, NFTs, and whatnot. All of us are relatively very small when we compare ourselves to Bases and the Pudgies, so it doesn't make sense to
Mhm.
try and segregate here, right? We as holders from both all the communities, if we rally and bring all of them together, I think that's one of the reasons why Casey also joined us. Like he hasn't, what was said and done, man. I've been jealous of his community at a point because we were at a point two ETH floor, a 0.24 ETH floor or something, like a couple of months back, and Saints was at like 0.16 or 17, and I'm like, bro,
Sorry.
this how he hasn't announced anything, no tokens coming, no
Done
products,
anything?
and his community is standing strong. What the heck is my community doing, right? So one guy called Julius from your community, right? Like
Yeah, he's
he
in chat.
I've told you, I think I've told you about this. I'm not sure if I shared it publicly. He DM me once and he's like, bro, this culture of Jirasan is a bit screwed up. You look at Saints, like, as much as it's not a one ETH flow, but this culture is very different. And
Yeah.
the holders are holding, not expecting anything, right? They just vibe with it. They just come in, they're
Mhm.
like, this founder grinds. This is how PG was back in the day, guys. Back in the day, we didn't do shit. I was just vibing and chilling with people on like VCs, getting them whitelist spots, and like, I'm gonna buy a Jira San. I mean, I'm gonna buy a Gojira if Shan responds to my tweet now. And I'm like, hey, and then he goes and buys one. This is all it was.
On the
But
clock
today,
24/7.
So it was, I think that fun part and that part is missing now. Everyone's like, oh, this is undervalued. We're getting redacted coin. I'm not, again, I'm not against it. We buy Azuki, it's you're going to get anime coin. Buy Pudgy, you're going to get Pengu abstract. But NFTs were created for an entire different reason, and I feel like that's missing. And hopefully, after this redacted coin drop, we bring that culture back. Like, who is going to stay
Yeah.
back after the redacted coin? It's for the culture. Anyways, I think it was a long talk,
I
but
can
yeah.
see it happening though. I can see it happening. Like you can see,
Yeah.
ever since I've joined, like just the chats have changed, and I think that's also because you've been on the road a lot.
Mhm.
Like the comms problem, like you made my job really easy when you decided to get really active. Like when you get out there and you grind, people are with you when you grind, and like people don't expect much from me until I joined Jirasan. Now my motherfuckers are looking for all kinds of shit.
Like Casey, how I think I
Yeah.
know the main was Casey, how are we getting redacted token drop?
Yeah. I
They're
don't.
always
I
asking
didn't
that shit.
join
I mean,
Jira until I met KC. I don't think I joined Jira until afterwards. Like he put me on.
I don't think most of my guys now look
Yeah.
at some of them have actually even changed their PFPs from Saints to Jirasan, but that's because they really believe in it, and I'm totally for it. Like go
Yeah.
for it, like do that because like Jirasan and Shan and the whole team is one of the biggest projects and groups of people in this thing that I really support. If anyone, they are the biggest ecosystem that I want to support and want to win because it makes everyone win that we're involved in. Like rebels win, saints win, chumps win, we all win, and like other communities that are tied
Mhm.
together with Jirasan win. And so yeah, there's going to be a TGE and it's going to be a bit, I wouldn't say like you can't predict what's going to happen, but for me 100%, I believe in all of the products, I believe in the team, and I believe in this guy that's in this room right here, and I know that the products are going to hit. Maybe not even one of these that they have right now. Maybe it's going to come. Maybe we don't know it yet, but there is going to be something that pops off. And he always talks about you just need one, but I think they're going to have a bunch.
Yeah.
No,
I
100%,
think
man.
you're right, Casey, because like BullX, that targets a certain group, right? That targets
Mhm.
traders, whereas Swiper might target, some other degens who want to just put money
No, I
on.
think, guys, what's actually coming live very soon, this week itself, for beta testing for Swiper, because I'll give a little bit of talk on that. You will be able to buy and sell tokens within Swiper, right?
Right,
So it's going to be like cut all the noise,
right, right.
swipe right to buy tokens, swipe left to skip, just like Tinder, swipe right to buy tokens, swipe left to skip. And
Easy.
there's going to be an algo that's going to bring in the tokens based on the mind map on the space. So you're not going to get some random tokens when you log in,
Right,
right? So meaning, if you go in right now, the most trending tokens are going to be shown in your screen one at a time, right? And you can set, like how much you want to buy per swipe. After that, you can go to the profile page and buy more or sell more. Why we are doing this is, you go to an app like Photon or Bullets or whatever, you see hundreds of coins there and you're losing your mind. You don't know
Yeah.
what the heck to do. And a lot of everybody's like, oh man, it's PvP and this and that. We want to change that by, by using an algo. It can be Kaito, it can be AIXBT, whatever, right? Like where there's trending coins, every hour it changes. So when you log in now, the first coin you see will be different than when you log in an hour later, possibly. The first coin, right? Like it's almost like in Tinder, as they say, the girl that's most swiped
Mhm.
right, shows up in everybody's this thing in the first, because they expect the person to be the most likable person, so they show the
That's what they
Yeah.
most
say.
likable at the start.
Yes,
Similarly,
know anything about
so the most, like for example, DTRXBT is a token that launched now, right? So our algo caught it now. That's how I got to know, right? Like our algo caught it now that DTRXBT is a token by Ghost. He launched his AI thing. It's at 20 mil market cap. So when you log into the app, that's the first coin that probably will be there at a 20 mil market cap, and you can swipe right to buy, right? So this way you don't have to worry about what's happening in the noise in Twitter and stuff like that. You can also set your settings to just AI, set your settings just to memes, or just pump fund about to graduate
Mhm.
tokens, and pump fund just graduated token. So you can have like basic settings, and then only those tokens show up, and then you put like 0.01 sol or zero point 0.1 sol or 1 sol, whatever, and you just keep going like swipe right, swipe right, swipe right, swipe left, right, whatever. That's the way I'm imagining, like simplifying the whole trading, simplifying the predictions, and simplifying perps. So Swiper is not just going to be a prediction app. A predictor is one of the products. So there's a trader, and there's more coming up.
Yeah, there's a really big idea for Swiper.
Yes.
Like there's a yeah, there's a really that it's something that I do know, but I won't say anything about it. But there's a
There
really big idea
is so
for that.
much you could do with that. It's insane. Just looking at it from the outside, it's so much
Yeah.
you could do with it.
This one of the real, okay, because I think it's just not the okay, last one. I think we'll wrap it up. It's gone too long. One of the main things we want to invoke with Swiper is the streaks from Snapchat, right? Like we are
Mhm.
working on something where it invokes the streak model between you and your friends with Swiper, right? Like
Mm.
where you guys, you want to stay in touch. You don't need to put money, but you can put money. So imagine now you want to challenge Casey, right? In the morning you wake up and there's an NFL match or something, right? And you want to create your own question and send a swipe to Casey.
I just
And
talked about this with Kevin. Jesus,
oh, you
that's
did?
crazy.
Okay, perfect.
I did. But
So,
we didn't know about none of this. Like
Right.
okay,
I was like,
Speculating.
it
so
would be cool.
this is a good PMF, right? If you guys are talking about it before we
Mhm.
discussed, this is something that we believe can, be invoke that emotions, right? Like you be in UK, I be wherever, and we were friends before, and we are watching something, and I've gone somewhere. Now we can still stay in touch, watching those same things.
Mhm.
While I say that thing like, "Hey, Houston is going to win tonight," right? And then if I accept, done. Okay, the streak's completed. If I do not accept, then it pings you like how much you want to bet, because I'm going against my friend, and now I can have streaks, right? So for me, it's like bringing that old Snapchat streak model, which for me was super successful. I want to bring that emotions back. It's not just, as I said, like Swiper is not just going to be like a trading app. It's going to be like connecting with the audience, connecting with people. This is one of our biggest bets. We are spending hours and hours and time, like time and effort, and a lot of things into Swiper. This is our flagship product coming from Redacted,
Mhm.
100% owned by us. So this is where it's going to be a big make or break for us, and focusing on Web 2 audience as well. It's not going to be like, hey, Web 3 guys, come and use my app. I'm not going to be really worried if Web 3 guys are not going to use.
Mhm.
It's going to be on the Web 2. Ferlin, just to answer your question on the Swiper, I think that's definitely on, where people can create their own questions. It can be like a free to play marketplace for different questions, so you can set your own set of questions and stuff. The most liked question board can go into the monetizable one, so people can earn, like for example, you can set your own NFL questions, and if it's liked by people the most when the 24 hours, it gets added to the monetizable section, and then you get a share of the revenue. So this will be very, you guys are going to see Swiper is going to be like a
Yeah.
super app. So my bets right now
I
are
love it.
Swiper, Rampex, and FlashX. So these are the three major
I
ones
love it.
that we are heavily focusing on.
I think you're gonna be
I'm
successful on anything that you do. Just you have that aura energy of you, right?
No, man,
Rampex, motherfuckers. Rampex, I'm
Like
telling you.
I remember when Casey introduced me to you. Our first conversation wasn't even about NFTs or anything
that's
like
right.
that. And then
I
I
know.
text Casey after our conversation, and I was like, I love this guy. Like,
No, no,
he
no.
doesn't
But
he doesn't
what
know
was
me,
the
and he's giving me
conversation
all this
about?
advice. Do you know what the conversation was about, sir? Doesn't have to
Yeah,
be discussed here with
I feel
1,100
you.
people watching. But yeah, it was a good conversation, and I thank you for that. It was
No,
very
I appreciate
appreciative.
it, guys. Like really appreciate this. I think I mean, this is fantastic what you're doing as well, and pushing through the rebel ants and stuff. So it's I didn't know, I also didn't know that you were running these kind of podcasts and like communities and stuff till
Mhm.
like Casey mentioned. I think it's a definitely really glad I met you guys as well. But I think what we got to do in the next stream is, I think we need to probably I think I should be not the one that's just sharing stuff. I think I want to hear from you guys as well, into your journey and stuff. But yeah, anyways, I think I think, as I said, in the next few days, we're going to be announcing the tokenomics. All I can say is that it's going to be much 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 bigger than what our community expected, but it also with great power comes great responsibility is literally the, the
Great words.
yeah, it is going to be the tagline in from Jirasan. So
Uh,
Do you
it's
want to?
basically like this. Here's the tagline:
Here's
Jirasan, it's in
Hans.
your hands. Don't fuck it up.
yeah, I mean, you know,
Holders.
people always want more, so we give them more. Like we give them more and we give them the responsibility as well. And as I mentioned, whatever you guys do, no matter what, I think we are going to continue building. We are going to continue, pushing the token forward. We're going to
Yeah.
continue bringing in liquid investors and other things. If you want to dump and exit early and you are timing to buy back and whatnot, completely fine. It's a free market. Pools is ready to onboard more people into Jirasan. Absolutely. I think we got to do a stream with Chris demonstrating pools next as
Hey,
well.
I
I
don't
think
even
it's
know. I don't even know about pools.
Oh, bro, there's already been a lot of NFTs being bought. So Pools is in a closed beta
Yeah.
now. We're going to be onboarding them onto Redacted as well. I spoke to Chris a long time back, and a lot of Jirasans have been using and testing. So you can buy NFTs as a group, and you can exit. Like there's going to be a bunch of features there. But imagine buying a Pudgy together
Hmm.
as a collective without even you knowing the other people. So I can put a request for buying a Pudgy number 7919, and I'm opening up a pool of 24 ETH, and I'm contributing like zero point 0.5. The pool will have some conditions. When is the exit strategy, and what is the price to exit, and whatnot. So people can come in and buy shares, fully on chain and fully like non-custodial. So it auto executes the sell order as well once it hits like certain number.
Another project, right?
Yeah,
Pools.
it's another product.
Yeah.
It's by Chris. Chris is here on the chats. I spoke to Chris like 4 or 5 months back. He's been very patient, and I think he's come up with like a decent MVP now. It's not even fully done. It's basically in a closed beta in that sense, right? There's so much more to be done there, like selling of shares, this and that, and like looking into other ecosystems like Solana and things like that and stuff like that. So I think we'll be solid, and we are looking to get them also on board with Redacted ecosystem and support them.
Hmm.
But what matters is it works and people want to use it. So I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, yeah, it
all
is
this
working.
other
It's
stuff
working.
comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
did
super
nibble
cool.
a little bit on it. It looks really cool.
Yeah, I think
Are
I
you
think
getting
it's,
like
mhm.
are you getting all kinds of messages for people that want to launch their project with you? Like, can you?
A lot, man. The problem is right now we are not been taking anything, right? Because we're just focusing on TG. We had like 350 applications to be on the Redacted ecosystem. You
Wow.
guys can believe how many creators and product builders are out there. They just don't have any voice. Amazing products built.
Hmm.
They don't
Yeah.
know where to start. Like you go and scream on a Twitter Spaces or whatnot that you're getting 3, 4, 5 people. It's not easy, right? This is where we differ, and we hope to this thing. So when I put like FlashX, when I put out like a test link, beta testing link, 150 people fill the link in like a couple of minutes,
Wow.
right? And same thing with Rampex. It got eaten up in like a few seconds, like the beta testing. So this is where I think having the community makes a big difference, and we want to leverage on top of that. Community gets airdrop, the new product gets user base, community gets community gets to use the product, and these guys are able to raise by using the communities as the user base. It's a win-win for everybody, and we get equity
Yeah.
and rev share from it to support Redact.
I'm so damn excited. Like 300, like right now, that's just a random number, but I'm sure it's a lot more. Now, just imagine there's gotta be at least 15, 20 superstars
Yeah.
inside of that, like superstar
Absolutely.
Yeah.
products that you guys are going to be launching. And like, it's just literally just the start. And like, as soon as you start turning out the successful ones, like it's going to be, people are going to be, okay, fine. Now I know what Y Combinator is. Let's go to these
Yeah.
guys. They're going to launch because they've done this for these groups. They're going to do it for us too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think the Y Combinator is a very confusing model. So, guys, one thing I can promise is that we are changing the narrative of Redacted. Like this narrative is not going to be understood by most. So we are completely, the marketing is going to be on a entirely different narrative that's going to be easy for the consumers to understand. Even stating Redacted as a layer two makes
Hmm.
it easier for consumers to understand than be like, hey, we are the Y Combinator, the anti-chain layer, and all those things. It's great for investors, but not for consumers. So we're changing the whole narratives, a little bit of rebranding, 2 weeks of heavy marketing, and then TG, right? So that's pretty much the agenda for now. That's pretty much it from my side.
How about Shark Tank? People understand Shark Tank.
Yeah, but then like,
True.
how do I? The next question is, how do I get benefits from, like, do I get money? Do I get money?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
That is true. Yeah.
yeah, Shark Tank is also like, it's no not the not the best
You
way
have
to
a
put.
few shark friends, Sean.
Sorry,
You have a few shark friends.
I have a few shark friends. Yes.
So yeah, we just wanted to kind of run like obviously we next one we should probably jump into some product and kind of work it out maybe on a stream. But for me,
Yeah.
I kind of just wanted to introduce like there's a whole new community that I just built called Chumps on Ape Chain, and so they're learning about Jirasan and you for the very first time. And so I wanted to take this opportunity to let them hear and understand and at least see the group that I'm really got all my marbles on. And so like I'm hoping that as things kind of get going that we can all have this gigantic
Yeah,
circle jerk.
definitely. I think one of the things, Miguel, I think one of the
Mhm.
things is, since you brought it up, the shark topic and stuff, I think it would be nice to involve, Ribalance and you, possibly in some way in the Shark Tank thing, and a real shark with us, right? So amongst few other VCs and stuff, I think it'll be something fun and different, like this kind of a podcast. Imagine there's 1,000 people watching, and
Mhm.
now it's just always about, instead of it just being about Jirasan redacted, it's a Ribalance X, Saints X, this thing, and we bring in, like, I can bring in like multiple VCs, right? Like
Yeah.
multiple VCs and stuff, as we need, or whatever, and we bring in like one project, 10 minutes pitch, get the initial comments here. If we
Mhm.
also like, we onboard them live or invest in them,
That's it.
like, this is where the fun thing is. This is going to be like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much fun, right? Like real side of like fun stuff, not just interview, just like a Shark Tank thing. And you're going to get like some real serious hard questions. Like, you want to come up, we're going to test you so hard with your
Yeah.
revenue model and your valuation, and you either cry and leave, or you're going to go with some money and some followers, right?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Right? Because I'm tired of the Web3 side where everybody's like, oh man, this product is amazing, he's a legend, he's blah blah. Everyone's a legend in Web3.
Everybody.
Everyone's an amazing founder in Web3. Like, bro, I'm tired of that. Like, honestly, we have to have that thing where we grill the fuck out of you, right? And we also learn from you, right? And if you come out of it,
Yeah.
you're gonna get the support of our community, your community, and everybody is instantly winning. Like Chris, we can bring Chris for pools on board, and we can grill him, right? And if he's gonna win like thousands of users. Why this product? How? And like, why this set of valuation? Mainly, my questions are going to be on valuations. How did you
Yeah.
come up with this number and things like that? That'll be very. I think that'll be really fun, and
That would be
putting.
really fun. That's also like going to effectively a bit kind of soft launch them and their idea because they're gonna have 1,000 people that are gonna believe in what they're
Mhm.
Right.
talking about. Kind of like what and it's kind of like a version of what your creator program is gonna be for your holders when
Exactly, right. And
Yeah.
it's almost like giving an assurance that, hey, we are going to handle the marketing, while the sharks
Yeah.
here, or
Yeah.
the VCs are going to give you the money. And if the product is amazing, you're getting money, you're getting marketing support, you're getting community, you're getting users
Yeah.
all at once in like a span of 10 minutes. And I'm
Yeah.
sure your account won't be 1,000. Then it's probably
And
going to be
a real community too. It's not like fake bots or
Yeah.
anything like that. So yeah.
Let's give them a
exactly.
platform to show off their products. Let them do streams here.
Let's do it.
And yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. And there's one token to rule them all. Redacted.
One token to rule them all.
Agree.
One
Well, you
token to
got me
rule.
all in. You know that. So whatever you need, we're here for you. Same thing we
Absolutely.
do.
Did you say you're all
Oh my
wet?
God! Here we
What
go.
the- That's
What is
what
it?
I
Now,
heard.
can we
Is your
just go?
basement flooded?
Can we just go an hour? An hour.
All right. So like, okay, let's just be done with it. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask them. But like, I'm
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
sure
any
Sean has
questions, guys,
a
you may
call to
have,
get on or something.
just shoot it down in the messages. And
Should we give away a chumps in the meantime?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Let's see.
So I have Chumps. Chumps, Sean, if you didn't know, Chumps, we minted out in 5 minutes.
I know, I know.
We had our GTD round. It was just one per wallet, and I think we got about 30% done. We opened up the first come first serve. 5 minutes it was gone, and so what is crazy to see. Obviously, there's some Saints in there because they got a an airdrop, but there is so many brand new faces of just
Yeah.
everywhere. It's crazy, and it's really cool to see. People are buying Saints, people are buying Chumps, and buying a lot of them. But it's cool to see that people are starting to get a voice, new people that I don't know, and so they're starting to kind of like take leadership roles. And that's one thing that I've been saying that I'm pretty excited about, to see who's going to kind of step up and kind of lead the Chumps. And I know it's been pretty cool. And at this point, I'm the guy grinding in spaces, talking,
Yeah.
just selling white lists.
Yeah, I like apes because ape chain, you can see like the community, how they rally again, with each other and help each other out. It's very different.
Oh,
Like it's a different experience.
and Rida is the one who brought us into. It was kind of him and I talking, and he bought a Jirasan. Sean, I'm not sure if you saw it. He bought
Oh,
a
yeah, I saw
Jirasan,
that. Yeah, yeah.
I
and
saw
he's
that.
doing the 3D rigging already. I'm not totally sure what he's going to do with it, but
That's cool.
I told him, I said, make this dinosaur have some personality.
And he's good at what he does, so it's gonna be something good, I'm sure.
Yep. Okay, what are we doing?
All
What are
right,
you
we
doing,
got
Cass?
28 people that have entered. Oh, 29 people. So we're gonna give this wheel a whirl here, and whoever it lands on, they will get a chumps. So here we go. We're gonna hit start, and the winner is
Me? No.
better not be Rebel Answer. Oh, Randy,
Okay.
congratulations!
I think our Rough Rider buddy. I'll give that. I'll respect that. I saw Mosh in there. Mosh is our other whale. Sean knows him. He's our other whale. He's our Saints whale, and he's our Chumps whale. But I'm not sure if he's our Chumps whale anymore. I don't know if he's our number one holder. I think Miguel in this chat is our
No,
number one holder. So
no.
hey, whale on whale action. Meet each other.
I told him that I was gonna step off for a second because he bought a shitload of ants the other day. So I told him enjoy number one for now. Is he in here? Is he listening?
Yeah. He was just in there for the free one, motherfucker.
Yeah. I told him to enjoy number one for now. For now.
Okay. All right.
I'm not
He's
that far
actually
off,
also
though.
a Jirasan. He's also a Jirasan as well.
Is he
Oh, wow.
a Jirasan well?
Who's not a Jirasan yet, man? We got to onboard them.
In spirit,
Okay.
Kevin isn't.
in spirit.
No, I think Casey and Miguel have a lot of Jirasans. You can
Yeah,
just borrow one.
Yeah,
brother
I'll
up.
send him one. I'll gift
I
you one
don't.
so you can stop crying. Not
As a
you,
team
Case.
member,
You have a whole
I
bunch.
thought I was getting more.
Maybe. Can we
No,
talk about the
zero.
Jerichos for a second? When is that happening again?
Which one? Sorry.
The burning.
Oh, Jan 21. Basically, that's the date we announced for the Jira Kunz to Jirasan.
So it's just that one day that you can burn them, or
No,
it's
no, no.
after
I
that?
mean, like it opens up for a while. They can, of course,
Oh, got it.
would yep.
Okay, that's cool. I can't wait for that.
Okay, so I think we can end this with one last question. Sean, can you do a Saints Maxis raffle, please?
Yes, I think I wanna, but I wanna just make sure. How do we ensure, it's not existing Jirasan holders? So have to, like find a way. But
I
because I
know who
think
they
it's
are.
okay, then perfect. Then yes, for sure. I think maybe we can even have like a role in Discord, something. I'll talk to you about it. But yeah,
Figure it out. Okay,
we definitely want to onboard some guys there.
Somebody said
nice.
Jericho burn is going to melt faces.
Or melt
Probably.
faces. So yeah, so if you guys are wanting to jump into the Saints Maxis I'm not sure what it's going to be for, but you have to own a Saint, because I know that Maxis isn't up on Ape Chain yet. So grab a Saint.
And support us, the little guys. All right, buy yourself a nice little rebel for $10.
Yes,
$10
$10.
and you can get $1,000 bounty. I bought what 63 the other day.
You did, yeah. You didn't
I
get
don't
that
fucking
one
get
bounty.
shit,
You know who got the
but
bounty?
really cool
Hans.
art.
Hans got one, and he gave it away.
So if you go to
'Cause Hans needs the bounty.
rebelance.io, click here to mint, and then this is the guy you're looking for. This ant.
Ah.
If you get the
moon-
Moon Aunt, you get $1,000 worth of ETH from me. And if
Yeah.
you get there's a couple bounties left. If you get the Rangers, that's 500 worth of ETH from me. And if you get there's two more bounties out there. The ninjas. If you get two of the ninjas that are left, there's a video out there. I got to repost it. But if you get those two, you're getting $100 worth of ETH from me.
So ants are 0.0025 ETH, less than $10. Go ahead, grab a few, and we got some big things coming our way too. So we'll share on future streams as we roll.
Yeah, we
out.
have a few releases. Next week we got a thing coming. No, this week. By the end of this week, yeah, we should have something up. And then we have the new website coming up soon. And then we have the battles starting soon too, the season 1 of the battles. And then yesterday I had a conference call with the animation studio. And we're working out some kinks, some stuff I didn't like, so we had to send them back to the drawing board because I wanted to look more anime style. So, you know, it was a lot of money, so I wanted it to be right. So I have to wait. They're going to have to redo it. Period.
All right.
All right.
All right,
Well,
guys. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it. We'll get together again soon, and we thank everyone for joining us. We have over 1,200 people joining us. So give us a follow on X at Rebel Ants, and put your alerts on that way. You know when we're going live next time.
1,200 people. 1,200 people. That's a fucking good ass number. Like that's like legit up there with everybody.
And that's without promotion.
No, I think Twitter stream makes a big difference
Video. It's
than anything else. Like it definitely makes
Yeah,
a
it
big
does.
difference.
We destroyed the Sonium town hall. Sony launched their blockchain. We had way more viewers here than Sonium did. So
They
fuck
did.
them.
We did. I
Yeah,
mean.
Sonium I think has been I don't know. There's a lot of shit going on. There.
Yeah, they're blocking accounts left and right, blocking some.
maybe they need you to be the Y Combinator for them.
We'll get them
All
on
right,
here
guys.
themselves.
All right.
Thanks, Sean.
All right,
thanks for
thanks
dropping by.
everyone for joining.
You got
Everybody.
crazy schedule, but
You all have a
and-
good night. I will have a great day. Kevin, you suck.
Thank
All
you, you too. All right.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Peace out, everybody.